there's a cat that I work with, and he always says, never turn down a gig you don't have. So, in other words, you always want to be striving to be going after every available possibility and using every available resource that you have to pursue those possibilities. So, for me, that was always about learning as many different styles as I could, listening to as many different styles as I could, playing with musicians in as many different genres as I could, and in essence, at that time anyway, never turning down anything. Always making yourself available, always seeking out opportunities to play, always trying to learn something from every opportunity that you're in. And that was what was important to me. You know, I always wanted to listen to as much music as possible and immerse myself in as much music and learning as possible. And then at the same time, in conjunction with that, I wanted to be playing as much as possible so that I could put those things into use. And so that for me was the main sort of thrust in terms of being able to sort of do what I do. And it's kind of like, you know, I'm sometimes asked, how do I become a TV show drummer? How do I become a drummer on a TV show? And the reality is, I never began my career from the mindset of, I want to be a drummer on a TV show. I began my career from the mindset of, I want to be a working, employable, full-time musician. And so I did those things. I played as much as I could. I listened to everything that I possibly could. And if a gigging situation was going to make me uncomfortable, if I got a call to do a polka gig, and I thought, I don't really play polka, or I got a call to do a country gig, I don't really play country, maybe I should, not for me, or jazz. Natalie Cole, for example. I'm not really a jazz drummer, but I was blessed with the opportunity to get called from Natalie Cole. So rather than going, I'm not really a jazz drummer, I'm probably not the right guy, rather than doing that, I kind of went, I'm not a jazz drummer. This is a great opportunity for me to throw myself into that world and for me to educate myself as much as possible on what that existence is, and learning that and trying to become that and trying to find out what shapes that idiom and what's important and what's not, and all of it. So I guess if I could sort of bring that all back around and put that in a nutshell advice sort of thing, it would be to always seek opportunities to expand. Let's put it that way. And whether or not that expansion is expanding your ear, as in, I really never listened to tabla drumming. Let me check that out. I didn't realize there was so much involved in bluegrass. Or if it's, I just got called for a bluegrass gig, rather than going, well, you wouldn't really be called for a bluegrass gig, but you understand my point. It's like I just got called for a country gig, and rather than going like, I'm not really a country guy, sort of taking it as an opportunity to expand and kind of go like, what's the timeline of country? How far back? Where do I go? Let's start with this and learn from the farthest back I can go and bring it all the way up through the new guys who are doing whatsoever they're doing, and let me gain that knowledge and try to expand what I know in my sphere of sort of knowledge and bring that to this gig. And let me see if I can convince these guys that I'm a country drummer. You know what I mean? It's like that. So I've always sort of approached it that way. So in terms of advice to someone graduating college, moving to a music city, I sort of reflect back on my days at Berklee. At Berklee, there were guys who were like, I'm the jazz guy. I play jazz. There were guys who were like, I play rock. I'm a rock drummer. I'm a funk drummer. I never wanted to be that guy. I was just a drummer. And I felt like if you can avoid being put in boxes, or if you can avoid putting yourself in a box, and you can, again, this is the term, I've kind of happened on this right now, but if you can expand outside of that box, it only behooves you in terms of your level of sort of of what you're learning, what you're studying, what you're growing from, the available gigs that you can expose yourself to, and the opportunities that you'll have. So I guess I would just say to always continue to try to expand your knowledge, your playing, your opportunities, your education, and that would be it.